Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is DC Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the DC universe.
You know?
Welcome, my friends, to a very special Wednesday edition of DC Movie News. And instead of bitching about how we're over 45 minutes late for our Wednesday episode, why don't you acknowledge the fact that we're 22 hours early for Thursday's show? I'm Adam Gertler.
I'm Roxy Striar.
I'm Mike Konowski.
That was pretty good.
Went to the end of the breath there. Just there was nothing left. I was like Tom Cruise in the latest Mission Impossible movie. Just like, oh, I'm out of breath.
Yeah, and for those audio listeners, you're bright red as well.
Oh my God. That was an awesome movie, wasn't it?
That's my favorite movie of 2015 so far.
Really?
It was really awesome.
I love me some Tom Cruise, though, and Ethan Hunt.
Still Ex Machina for me, just because of how surprised I was. Really?
No, Ilsa Faust, the girl in it, Rebecca Ferguson. That character was fantastic.
It was just a lot I liked about that movie. But we're here to talk about DC Movie News, as I said. I'm at Adam Gertler on the social interwebs. Did you guys already?
And Mike Konowski on those internet.
So you can follow along with us.
Because I'm a little younger and a little more trendy, I call it Twitter and Instagram, and it's at Roxy Striar. Get with the times, guys.
That's great. That's so great to hear. Jonny Loquasto is quarantined in Vegas.
Oh.
And I gotta say, like, for anyone else, that's probably would be like a blessing. But like Loquasto, I get the feeling is like such a good guy. That much debauchery doesn't really jive with him.
It doesn't hit him very well.
I don't know. He's got a side to him.
Really?
Yeah, he's got
I can
a side.
tell. He's very like Loquasto's personality to me is the nobility of the very superheroes we adorn and worship.
Yes, indeed.
You know, on this show. Me, I'm like, I'm a depraved, vice-ridden cretin, you know, and I'm just looking up to the DC superheroes because they hold a moral ideal that I can only wish to live up to. Some people call that religion. That's where they're into that kind of thing. I'm more into comic books, but yeah. Anyway, very exciting news in the DC movie universe this week.
Lots of stuff.
Let's talk a little bit about Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman is really the next production to go into... God, I ran out of words there. Production to go into production. Damn it.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
Okay, so you got a working title, you got some filming locations, and we have...
We're going soon. Like, what is it, November?
Yeah, this autumn. And a director of photography who you're going to need...
to make it look pretty.
And it's very exciting.
Sometimes you do. You need a DP sometimes. Only sometimes, though.
So Hoyt Van Hoytema is going to be... Is it pretty good? Pretty good on that?
That was pretty good.
That was all right.
Yeah, that's real good.
He's rumored to be the cinematographer. His work is going to be seen soonest in Spectre, the latest James Bond film. But he also did some other really, really amazing films.
Well, the coolest part about this is the fact that it was broken here at this exact set for Meet the Movie Press.
That's right. It was broken
Mark
on
Riley.
Yes, Mark Riley. Props to him. So we can give our own internal props.
He did Interstellar, right?
He did Interstellar, which
looked phenomenal.
Looked phenomenal.
If you had problems with the film, regardless of the script or whatever, it still looked beautiful.
And in fact, the reason I come out on the side of like liking the film, like more, I'm like 3.5 out of 5. If we're gonna speak in the parlance of our schmoes,
okay.
I mean, it was all because I was like, it was a visual orgy, and I was like,
that's the thing. I mean, we're talking. You know, people are saying, you know, Zack Snyder, he's just a visual guy, but he's like, comics are a visual medium.
They kind of are. Without them, they'd be books. Without the visuals, comic books would be books. So the fact that these
guys are, you know, and not to take anything away from any other comic book movies that kind of look pedantic in TV sometimes when you look at some other comic book films, the Marvel movie or the DC movies. Hopefully now with these in Zack Snyder with Man of Steel, you see it. It's just got this cinematic feel that looks beautiful.
And guys, this isn't me dumping on Marvel movies.
No.
I love Marvel movies, but you're right. I mean, the one thing that could possibly use a little improvement is a little whimsy with the visual style. Yeah, and that's why I've always been so excited about Zack Snyder kicking this off.
The frames, and this happened a lot in Ultron. It was so tight and cramped. There's a lot of scenes where they're on that ship with Ulysses Claw facing up against Ultron, and they look like they're on a TV TV set. They never open up the world to see these vistas and these shots of these guys. And hopefully, I think DC, we saw a little bit in the trailer for Batman vs Superman. Man of Steel did a lot of it.
Yeah,
just these great shots. I mean, comics are visual medium.
Do you have the article open? I mean, there was a bunch of other movies that he's done that I'm a huge fan of.
It was James Bond and Interstellar stood out. And
Interstellar, Her, The Fighter, most recently the next James Bond.
Right. Okay. So all those movies, because Her, I was a huge fan of Her. Love that movie, and I mean. Roxy, she's got great lip gloss on today, guys. It's distracting. It's hard to look directly into the Roxy Striar. Yeah, I loved Her. Visually, that was beautiful. Not to say that he was necessarily like the set designer or the costume designer, but it was another very visual movie. And The Fighter.
That's a very visual movie, too, in a different kind of gritty way.
I love The Fighter.
And the great things about those Her and The Fighter are small little drama movies, whereas in Interstellar, so he's got this giant scope, so we're going to get both in there.
Exactly, and we could be seeing a film that goes back in time as early as World War I, if the rumors are to be believed. There's going to be shooting in, what is it Basilica, Italy? I didn't really write it down, but
something. There was Italy.
So there's an Italian location which really smacks to me of being like a Paradise Island or a Grecian.
Themyscira.
Right, exactly. We're going to see Themyscira. The code name of the film is Nightingale.
Yeah, what did you think about that?
Well, I know that that's a reference, and I'm totally blanking on it right now. There is a Wonder Woman reference there, guys.
Nightingale?
Yes, there isn't
So you guys at home, let us know. And
was it from the 70s when she dressed in that karate outfit? Was that like her code name during that time? I don't know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh my god! In the
70s,
they went like this white karate jumpsuit was like Wonder Woman's outfit.
On some of the episodes that weren't the Linda Carter
ones? This is in the comic book.
Oh,
it was terrible.
Okay, there is a Nightingale thing.
They say some of the heroes with some crappy costumes, man. Some Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman had some pretty damn shitty costumes over the years. I mean, her karate outfit was terrible.
I know. What do you think about? Have you seen Wonder Woman's outfit now in the comics?
It's it was made by I want to say it was Hephaestus down there. She went to visit him. And his hands was cool. So the hands were like almost molten lava. Yeah. They're kind of form his hands, and he was just welding away and stuff. And then she puts it on, and I was like, well, those are leather pants and stuff.
Yeah, exactly right. You thought it was going to be a big reveal.
Everything like she's got these high boots. I'm just like, I liked what they did. I think I love the movie look. What they did in the movie.
I think the movie looks great too. And I think this look is not going to last long in the comics either.
No,
we reported on that last week.
Any character, more so than the others, she is the one that they keep trying to do different things with, and they keep going back to other stuff.
Roxy, what do you think of all this Wonder news?
I think it's awesome. I think that I'm talking to Johnny in the chat right now, and he says points to Kalinowski for using a word that I don't understand. I'm not sure which word that was. Maybe it was molten lava.
It was on my little calendar of the day. I did work it in there somehow.
What was it?
I don't know. Oh. That's the joke.
Whichever the word was.
Whatever the word was.
That was the one that was on his calendar.
On the calendar, so I'm glad that Johnny's in the chat.
That's a Who's Harry Crumb reference.
Hi, Johnny.
That.
Okay, I agree with you guys. I think that the movie costume is great. You guys know I don't read all the comics, so I'm not exactly sure what it looks like in there, but
it's like a pantsuit basically
with armor on.
I believe you guys. If it looks like leather pants, then I probably want to try it on.
Do we not have our visual aids for us? Are they not happening?
Steven, I think the TV's off in here is what Adam is saying.
Okay, if we could see, that would be great. If not, just because I like to look at pictures. Speaking of pictures, David Ayer shared the Suicide Squad wrap photo.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And I love seeing cast photos like that at the end. I love that.
Yeah, and it looks kind of like a Where's Waldo photo. Like if you look at it, you can see there's two Killer Crocs.
Yeah.
There's two Harley Quinns. There's a dude with a blue beard.
Yeah.
There is Will Smith. Yeah, well, even from here, but it's just really fun to see. Like you just see how many people
are working on this
especially for the last day. That is a huge amount of people right there.
Not really. I mean, it's a squad.
That is a big squad, but I mean, only, such a small percentage of those people are cast, and then you have stuntmen and a lot of people working on in the film.
I really like looking at all of these pictures that everybody was tweeting out or Instagramming, though, because this cast looks close, and I think it's a sign of a good movie. If after you wrap, you still want to hang out with these people, you still want to talk about it, you still want to take photos or whatever it is.
And I love that.
Well, Roxy, you make us take pictures every week after the show, and I'm like, try to get out of here. She's like, no, we gotta take a picture.
And I don't even ever hang out with you outside if you're anywhere. You never want to hang out with me, so that's
never want to hang out with him.
I read our text messages and how often he asks me to hang out because it's none times.
Lots.
None
times?
Nunts.
No, I just think that this is awesome. And I ask you guys to take pictures because I still want to hang out because I think we do good work on the show and I like to hang out afterwards.
I love that Leto was kind of excluded from all those pictures all the time. I love that.
Right, because it was like, oh, the Joker's taking this picture. The Joker's off here.
I love that. But they kind of keep him alienated like that. I thought it was great.
Yeah, was he in this picture?
I don't know. His hair's cut by now, so if he
I don't remember seeing a Joker in the picture. I don't see Amanda Waller in the picture either.
She's probably filming. Was either
How to Get Away with Murder.
Back to How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah,
and
don't
I
mix
could
up
see
your Shonda Rhimes show.
And it's not like Amanda Waller is going to be on the squad mission, so I imagine a lot of her filming was isolated, and she probably didn't have as much to shoot with the squad.
Probably not.
I'm trying to zoom in on this picture.
But in other Suicide Squad news and Batman related, so it's interesting to me.
Cool.
Reshoots, pickups of the scene we've already seen with Batman on the roof of a car with Harley and Joker in the car. It's just great seeing
so damn cool.
Like, Batman's lower ab muscles are so big it looks like he has a gut. He has a gut of pure muscle.
That's what a lot of people are always saying. It's like, it looks like he's kind of like pudgy. I was like, well, he's 50 almost.
He looks like one of those Russian bodybuilder guys who look
barrel
they're just huge.
This is a little tidbit about me, but my dad's a bodybuilder and he's in his 50s.
Not going to date you.
No, he's a bodybuilder. The first thing you see when you walk in my house is just him sitting on his car with his shirt off. It's very intimidating. But anyway, this is kind of
in the car.
Your dad is always sitting on a car.
Sitting on a car or in the car?
It's a painting.
Like, Roxy, come on! I'm sitting on my car.
Roxy, come, let's take picture of my muscles.
Roxy, I cannot get in car muscle too big.
Close my seat. Put the seatbelt on me, Roxy.
Roxy Striar, you dating men? I will crush them.
Are we done? I'm just saying that this is kind of what he looks like. He looks like it's like
He looks that big?
Yeah, he looks pretty big. He's pretty big, but he's
tall
got
is
that
he?
short. Though. He's short and big.
God.
Yeah. So when you look at this,
meet this
it's
guy.
like it's not just one of those skin and bones jacked look. It's like I'm aged. I'm a little weathered. I still go to the gym 4 times a day, but I've got this like.
I pulled giant tires around my cave.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of what was so awesome about like in Rocky Balboa when he's like, look, all the other things that your bones and joints and ligaments and everything could used to do, you can't do anymore. But what we can do is like build your muscles.
Yeah.
Just make you ridiculously strong. Not that Batman is going to be moving plenty nimbly, but I'm just saying it's just that kind of thing. So what do you think this means that they're going back to this scene? Is it anything in particular?
Well, they said they shot it going off of like a cliff, and I got a cliff, like a pier. He shoots the grappling hook and pulls off.
Right.
Like he's not in the scene. In the scenes that we saw last time, he had a torch in his hand.
Right.
Because I saw that at Comic-Con.
Cutting into the car,
cut the
possibly.
car off.
Okay.
Probably trying to get them. Joker probably decides, well, I'm taking Batman to the bottom of the ocean.
So what I'm hearing you say is you think this is probably a second unit major practical stunt shoot.
Well, I mean, that looks like Leto, but that's Affleck's
No, it's
double.
definitely not Leto.
Okay, then that's the doubles. That's
they're both
gonna
definitely
be,
the doubles.
They probably needed 2-3 different angles, maybe.
I think that they probably. This is a really good thing that they went back for a reshoot. I think they probably had enough, and they were like, "I'm not exactly sure this is."
But this is the problem that most people, when they hear reshoots, they think problems. Because a lot of times last week when the head of WB came back, we pushed this back. It was a good choice. Everyone's like, "No, this doesn't bode well." They did that because when they were filming, they realized, wait a minute, if we release Batman and Superman when we wanted to, that's 15 months between that and Suicide Squad.
That's a good point.
That would kill any momentum that they built.
Right, so that's a good point.
You can't. Marvel would never do 15 months without a movie. Now that they've got it going. So
Well,
DC, once they realize that, so just because they reshoot, every single movie does reshoot.
Even 15 months would have been less than in between Man of Steel and whatever the next one. But sure, I understand.
They probably were editing. He's editing this movie right now.
So do you think that they're trying to sweeten up the action beat because
Yes,
it was so
exactly
popular
right.
and they were just like, you know what, we do have one scene with Batman in this film. Let's make it a little bit more ass kicking.
They're working it together. We're like, wow, I want to cut to Batman's face here or his
it's
back,
not
but I
matching up.
don't have it. It's not matching. We got a wrong angle on it.
I think it means good things. When you're going back and doing reshoots, it means that you're being particular about your shots.
It's one of two things that I see are good. Either this was just a big practical stunt that they wanted to do separately, or they want to make more of that one scene that includes Batman, and that's fine with me too.
Another great thing with it is, it's I lost my train of thought there. But it's like, it's not like they created a whole new scene, like, new scene being filmed for Suicide Squad. Then you go, they adding something that's a problem.
No.
Great example, Mission Impossible. That whole ending, they closed the production down for 3 weeks to create that ending that they did, which worked great. There was there's trouble, this and that. It's like, no, the ending for that movie is fantastic, but they needed time to do it. So whenever I hear reshoots, I never think, it's in trouble.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited for this movie. All the lead actors seemed super psyched about it. You know, I think getting David Ayer to make this film was an inspired
great choice.
There's so many things you could do with SS. Super psyched. Suicide Squad.
I love the fact
Just
that
the
all these
SS. I
filmmakers
mean,
that
the
they're doing-
Nazi SS. Is
that wow. Well,
Like,
you're Jewish, so
we
you
get
can say
David
that,
Ayer,
yes.
Justin Lin. I love that every director is so different.
Yeah.
I love that. It's going kind of an opposite way than what Marvel does, where their directors are kind of more. They want to shepherd everyone, and like Feige's like, okay, he's in charge, and everyone kind of.
I 100% exactly.
But Marvel's kind of, or DC's kind of like trying these, like Justin Lin for Aquaman. I'm like, I don't see it, but I'm like, wow.
James Wan?
Yeah.
Did I get it wrong? It's not James Lin?
No, you said Justin Lin, but it's James Wan. But
Is it? Oh man.
Oh, Mike, you're confusing your Asian directors.
Oh man.
did I just get? I think that's correct.
All right, you better do research on that
Justin
because
Lin.
I don't have it in front of me. I thought
it
it was
James
Justin.
Wan?
I thought it was Justin Lin actually.
For Aquaman?
But, yeah, but I could be wrong. Look it up. You have a
look it up
computer
right
in front of
now.
your
I'm
face. Don't
trying
make
to,
us-
but my computer's not working. I
Oh,
can't
of
see the
course
chat.
it is.
Yes,
Listen,
just James Wan is the horror franchise guy. He
Yeah,
does a lot of
he's the
horror.
one-
No, Justin Lin for Aquaman.
I totally photoshopped James Wan's face onto Aquaman for about an episode 2 months ago, guys.
Then it was James Wan.
Pretty sure I'm correct on
wow, that was an obscure way to make that connection, but I like the
Man, I feel
idea.
terrible now.
Oh, I have to pee so bad. Okay,
Oh,
James.
this is going off the rails early, guys.
James Wan.
So moving on.
Yes, thank you.
Margot Robbie,
fault.
James
No,
Wan,
I'm sorry.
very excited for him to direct Aquaman, King of Atlantis, Waterman,
Yes.
Return
That
of...
was, some of the chat rooms with all the comments where the names were awesome.
Yeah, I want to say that everybody that chimed in names, none of them was cool. They were all
pretty good,
like
though.
it was like King of the Water,
H2O man, are you serious?
the Waterman cometh. Hydra Man was another Spider-Man villain, wasn't he?
Yes,
I
he
remember
was.
that. I remember some Todd McFarlane art with Hydra Man and
Yes.
Sandman in the same comic. That was dope. There was a cool article in Movie Pilot, moviepilot.com, about Margot Robbie taking DC to the next level. How this performance, because the character is so hotly anticipated, because there's so much excitement and enthusiasm about Robbie's potential performance, this could do huge things for girls' interest in comic book films, comic books, but it also satisfying the dominating male audience that the genre obviously plays to. And all reports are that her performance is going to be spectacular in this
I
film.
think so, absolutely.
The pressure is on so thick. We talked about how thick it's on for Jared Leto, but now because of all the anticipation about nobody was anticipating this being the biggest role. Now that they have been shooting it and people are talking about it, they're saying she's the most incredible performance. It's got to be.
I can't believe this character's been around for 23 years now.
I know.
I cannot believe that.
And born on the animated series.
Yeah, I can't-
And to even hear this article, whoever wrote this article, I apologize that I did not write your name down to credit you properly, but he claims, Harley is one of the, best characters in comics, which is so funny because, I still don't even think of her as a character in comics.
I know, it's true.
Because she wasn't in comics for my
She will
majority
always
of,
be
my
the animated
reading.
series for me. Always.
Yeah.
It's by Dalton Tevlin.
All right, Dalton.
Dalton Tevlin.
Well, it was still a really
That's a
interesting
pretty cool
article,
name,
so
too.
check it out on moviepilot.com.
Now wait a second. You guys think she's got the most stress? Because I think Leto, just because of following what he's following with her, no one's done it before except you've had voice actors say.
you know what?
Absolutely, but everybody's talking about
You know
it.
what I read
Right.
about it? You're right that Leto has more pressure in that
Right.
regard, but I think Harley Quinn's role has more potential.
Why is it that the Joker in that role, anyone that gets into that has got Affleck? You don't see him is he going to measure up to Bale, this and that?
Yeah, he
isn't it-
did. Yeah, of course he
But
did. There was so much
that's
hate for
anytime
so
they
long.
put the cape on, but for him, it's still everyone's still kind of like, can he surpass?
You know
Ledger?
what?
Can he surpass Ledger?
This role has had a tremendous air about it since Jack Nicholson's breakout performance.
That's what
At
I'm
the
saying.
time, Jack Nicholson made this reported $50 million. He was the first actor to get back end. And, he was the people that, he was the actor and the character that people were looking forward to. Michael Keaton was kind of a non-factor heading into that film because it was so out of genre. Then, he does an incredible, iconic job. And then, nobody until Ledger. And then Ledger ups the ante so much that it's the first Academy Award given for a major superhero film like this. So it's just been ramping up. So it's just, it's just the evolution of that pressure, I think. Don't you agree? Or
It's fascinating to me. Very I don't get the.
he's not
people-
behind a cowl
I just-
either. You're not behind a cape and a cowl. It's all
I know, but I
this
just
visual
I
performance.
just don't get the giving someone the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I'm going to step out on a pedestal just for a second, because I'd like to ask you guys' opinion. For everyone listening out there, this might ruffle a few
This is
feathers.
Kalinowski's
I feel my
pedestal.
feathers already.
We need a theme song for this.
Kalinowski's pedestal. That's good,
That's
right?
it. You get TV time. You get a whole orchestra. And I get that.
Terrible.
2 verses.
I want you to take
I'm
these
Roxy fucking Striar.
Okay.
Oh.
That's the...
All right, here we go. and I apologize. I'm not offending anyone here.
No apologize.
When you've got something that everyone believes in, and I'm not getting into a religion debate, but everyone with religion, whatever you believe in your life, it's all faith-based.
Sure.
There is no proof, or you could believe whatever, but religion is faith-based. When you die, who's to say?
I'm so scared.
It's faith-based, right? But
Go
people
on.
believe in that.
Sure.
And they believe in it because they have faith in it, that I will go wherever after I die. Why can't people just go, you know what? I've got faith in this actor. Why can they not do this blind faith that they do so much with their lives, with what's going to happen to them forever? But with something like a comic book that's not going to affect your life at all. You'll pay $10, you'll walk out of that theater, and nothing about your life is going to change. They can't have that faith.
Yeah,
why
you know
not?
what? This just plays into a lot of, we actually mentioned this a couple of weeks ago on the show, and I'm sorry you weren't here,
I apologize
with John Schnapp, and we were here and we were saying the same thing. It's like, why not look forward to something, because you'll have so much time to be upset about it after that fact. Once you see it, if it's bad, and so the negativity, but
What?
Look, it's just, I think just people get really passionate about these things because comic book devotees, as I even said before, are like religious zealots.
But it doesn't.
Okay.
But something that happens when you die, that's your life. If this movie sucks, it's not gonna matter.
All right.
Like if Ben Affleck destroys Batman, I love Batman. If he destroys it, I'm gonna wake up the next day and everything's gonna be fine, and I'll have faith in the next
Roxy.
character.
Okay, putting religion aside for a second because I don't know if it's completely relevant.
It's a matter of faith.
I agree with the concept that people should be thinking that, all right, this person, I'm going to put my faith in your hand because this is what you're trained to do. Jared Leto, he's an Oscar-winning actor. He's proven himself time and time again on television and in movies. And on stage, by the way. He's one of the most incredibly talented people. So right now, what reason do we have to believe that he sucks? None. We don't have any. So
Who's saying that he sucks?
Some people out there are saying
sure,
that he's going
yeah.
to suck. But
okay.
I think that they're not looking at him as much as they're looking at this version of the Joker who they don't like. He can only do the best job at this version. He's not doing a different version. So if people don't like his performance of this Joker, I think they're going to take it out on him.
Whatever. It also costs you nothing to be negative. It costs you nothing to be negative.
Right.
And then if it comes out and it's good, then you can be like, oh, you just go back into your little corner. You're not dying on that hill. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
anybody, it's
as
just like this
people have
easy thing to
faith.
come out and be negative. Listen, it's really funny. Last week was a really silly off the rails show, and we're deep tonight.
We're talking
We're
about
getting there
religion.
tonight. That's what happens on a Wednesday 6:30 p.m. show.
A lot of people are with Man of Steel. They were burned by that, burned by Zack Snyder. So going into this, they're like that. I'm the same way with Star Wars right now. I was so burned on the prequels. I want to love the new one. I want to get back to what I felt for the original prequels.
They're gonna be awesome.
And I want to be, but I'm going in skeptical.
All right, let's go to the chat for a second. The Master says it's not a question of faith, but a question of the studio's direction that they are taking the character. I think that's a pretty good point.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Yeah.
Paul Ponte says, LOL, ... Difference is Leto and Ayer actually did great work. There's more evidence for that than religious faith, ... Oh shit, controversial, ... Ha ha ha. And then Sick Outbreak, which is my favorite, says, why so serious?
Very topical.
Very good.
Sick Outbreak brings it full circle
Moving
in a very
on.
appropriate manner. So, we got a lot of attention first on Marvel movie news and then on DC movie news when John Schnapp, who was a guest on the show, started talking, about like the George Miller thing. And we were also talking about this Superman rumor that came up that Shannon was on set and he was wearing flippers. And I would like to go on record in saying that what I first said was that it sounds like the guy's getting pretty savvy to giving lots of interviews with people and being asked questions. And I was like, I think he was just messing around.
I want to be tagged in that tweet because you tweeted that out and you didn't tag me, and I just wanted it.
I'm sorry, baby. I will so retweet that and tag that.
I wanted it. All right,
He's backpedaling and it's ridiculous.
So you
I'm
think
just
that
like,
he
oh
is
my
totally in the
God.
movie and he's totally Doomsday and Batman?
Yes.
Now, I know the reason you're saying that because he also didn't just say that it was a BS story. He said that I was on the set doing voiceover for the film because I'm like Jor-El and I'm a Force ghost, but he was really mixing metaphors because Jor-El's never really appeared as just a voice.
Michael Shannon is an actor, like he's an actor's actor.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen him on The Man of Steel, they do this great picture-in-picture behind the scenes where Cavill and Zack Snyder talk about, in this scene we filmed this, and Michael Shannon comes on, he's like, all right, well in these movies, what we're doing kind of, I don't know what we're doing up here. Like, he's so out of it. I think him, and this is going to kind of date me, there used to be a character on Saturday Night Live called Caveman Lawyer, played by Phil Hartman.
I'm just a caveman.
I don't understand these things. So Michael Shannon is this guy's like, I'm just an actor. I don't know about this talking to the audience, press about what I'm doing. I don't know. Like,
is this our third side bet?
I think he's
Roxy,
backtracking.
what do you think?
In the studio, people were like, what did he say?
I'm completely with you.
What did he say?
I think he got a phone call. I think he got a phone call that was like, "Are you serious about?" And you dropped it about the porta potty. Are you serious?
Remember when I told him that story? It's like, why don't you talk? You can't say that stuff,
what I
dude.
think,
Well,
too.
fans of DC movie news, I've been talking with you all week on Twitter, or since this story is kind of broken. I know a lot of you, most of you side with Kalinowski and Striar that he's totally Doomsday. He was wearing the flippers.
Now, I don't know if he's Doomsday, but I think he is Zod's DNA mixed with kryptonite and biologically grown to be something.
Which they're probably calling Project Doomsday or something like that.
I don't think we'll ever say, Doomsday, get him.
Joel Cortez says it's because Shannon's going to be the next villain in the Aquaman movie.
Oh, well, that's a pretty funny idea. Oh, that's,
with the flippers.
Okay, with the flippers.
First of all, he's too good of a villain.
I don't know.
Just be gone.
Personally, the way I read it, it was like I was giving an interview with someone. I was like, yeah, well, I'm wearing flippers in the movie, and because I have it was like Marlon Brando, like why can he be shaped like a briefcase and speak in clicks and beeps? He's an alien. Why does he have to look human? It doesn't make sense. I think Michael Shannon was just like, yeah, I wear flippers and talk like an ape.
That was good.
I talk like an ape, and so in my opinion, like I think he's doing voiceover stuff. Somebody else I heard point out the fact, I think it was actually John Schnapp on one of his shows, that like he could be doing like some voiceover in like a nightmare that Superman's having because he's so conflicted by what he's done. And that's a point that no one's really talked about. We were all talking about how much the world is going to be at Superman's throat. What about his internal conflict? What about the guilt that character could be feeling based on what he did and based on all those people that died and based on the fact that he killed Zod? So when he sleeps at night, he hears Zod in his brain. Kal-El, you have failed us. You have failed your species. You have let Krypton die to save these earthly mortals that owe you nothing, that hate you. Could be that. That's all I'm saying.
Is that all in one breath too?
And it was also all in one
You're
breath.
killing me today.
Okay.
Voices and veins.
Speaking, speaking about superhero movies, as we are wont to do, Henry Cavill in his junkets for Man from U.N.C.L.E. Said some things about superhero movie fatigue. There were some quotes. Did you guys watch the clip?
I did.
I like the ladies, but Jesus, that man.
If there was ever a phrase like annoyingly handsome,
it's him.
Because he doesn't look like a dick.
No,
you know
he's
what
a
I mean?
nice guy too.
It's like some guys, like even Armie Hammer, who I'm sure is a nice guy, kind of looks like a dick. He looks like,
he'll always
like
be the
a
wrinkle
frat
boss.
boy,
Wrinkle
like wrinkle boss. That's
always.
Cavill's just like he looks like Superman to me. He looks like he's just gonna do good things. Roxy,
I think he totally looks like a dick.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I think he totally looks like a dick. I don't
Because
think
you like hipster dudes and stuff, and you see a good.
Who's gonna like hipsters?
Listen, I want to hear.
At least you know I like dudes now.
Roxy's the one who is attracted to men, so let's hear what she has to say.
I do know that now.
I think he's very handsome. I think that he actually is a good guy, but I think if you just took a picture of him and you never heard words come out of his mouth, I think he totally looks like an ass.
Right? Get that.
Yeah, with his suit and his thing. Look at him. He looks like a total...
Look at him with his suit and his thing and his smile and that hair. Look at him with that thing, that thing. Look at him.
He looks like 50 Shades of Grey right there.
He never has a mean word to say about anybody. Cavill!
Nah,
I'll get you.
Jerk off.
Okay,
So basically his comments were just saying like, and this is the funny thing about it. If you read his comments, like kind of like what I said about like with the DC Universe a couple weeks ago, like they don't really make sense if you just read the words, but then I watched the clip and he was just basically saying like, look, people always want to pick on whoever's at the top of the mountain.
He was saying that he doesn't care. It's fine. It doesn't matter what it is, and they'll be second because he was getting interviewed for Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Which
and
is
they
a
were
spy
asking
film.
about this. Right. So he says, at the moment, the superhero genre is the most prevalent excellent genre out there, despite the fact that the spy genre is so strong this year. But that's just the nature of it. It's one of those decade-long genres, the superhero thing, which is going to keep on going, and people will complain about it all the time. Of course, the secondary genre each year will change, and this year just happened to be spy. So there we go. It wasn't too much.
Well, I personally think that the superhero genre will continue to evolve and do better if, and a big if DC does well. I mean, DC universe could either bring the whole house of cards down for us all, or
I don't know.
Well, listen. Or I think they'll get people interested in different characters and different stories, and it could help. And the reason I say that is because look, the more big budget films, that the more they start throwing $200, $250 million, $300 million as the budgets, and there's the law of diminishing returns. If people don't start turning out for these enormous films, then they're going to get smaller and smaller and eventually dwindle away. Now, I don't even think that getting smaller is necessarily a bad thing. No. Some of the films are too bloated that you wonder if you get any there.
Any there.
Oh, I felt like you got something really good to say, because usually you make this face and you lean back like you're about to
dramatic pause.
Somebody about to leave.
I agree.
And
I think that's one of the things that Marvel does very well, is the fact that their movies, even though they're set in this superhero genre where they're all different. Like we've got this Cap with More Soldier of the 70s thriller.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's a heist film. I think that is smart as hell what they do.
Okay.
So I think DC is different, and I think the great thing we're getting with DC, and I hope that they go this route as opposed to Marvel, is, for me, DC was always, they were the gods.
Yeah.
We looked up to them. Marvel was us.
Right. That was Stan Lee's whole point of view.
Yes.
It's like, you've got normal problems.
I mean, even in The Flash, they've got the mural in the Central City Police Station. They built the gods, and they did that as a nod to the Justice League.
Yeah.
And I think they have the chance to make these movies epic. I don't want to see a kind of run-of-the-mill Flash movie.
Well, that's what I mean, though.
They need to embrace this epicness that they are.
I think we're agreeing. What I'm saying is DC has the chance to either bring down the house of cards if it is more of the same.
Right.
But if their films are different, and then people can say that, oh, just because it's a superhero or a comic book film, I'm going to have a different experience. Marvel is doing their thing great.
Yeah.
I want to see DC do a great thing. Now, one thing I will say is I hope that DC, over the films, will develop the characters in the way that Marvel has. I think the best thing that Marvel's done is develop the character of Steve Rogers over these 4 films, to the point where now he feels like the Steve Rogers that I used to read in the comics. And at first, I didn't know if it was going to go that way. I was literally experiencing him for the first time. And the first movie is just all this exposition, and then it's Avengers, and he's like a part of it, but he's growing, he's learning as a leader. And then it's Winter Soldier, and he's like dialed in, and now he's starting to stand up to these people. It's like it's an arc that's moving through the films. And how are you going to do that with Batman, who's already kind of at the end of his story? It's like that. It's going to be an interesting thing, is all I'm saying.
I think that it's a really good point, although I think that we can always go back in time. We have these flashbacks we've talked about when things are taking place, so you can get back to somebody at the beginning of their story. Last thing we wanted is an origin story, so I don't think you would want that for Batman either.
It just seems so weird, and kind of piggybacking with what Spielberg we're going to talk about is superhero movie genre.
Well, let's bring it up. That's the other part of this.
Yeah,
the reason we kind of put these two items together is because Spielberg chimed in, and he's obviously the most. Roxy, what did Spielberg have to say?
I don't completely agree with this. He says,
no, not at
we
all.
were around when the Western died, and there will be a time where the superhero movie goes the way of the Western. It doesn't mean there won't be another occasion where the Western comes back and the superhero someday returns. Why does the superhero movie have to go away?
But that's the problem, I think the superhero genre has transcended just being a genre. Westerns, it was always some bad guy in a town where the guy rode into town, got some friends, or someone died, and the Western always was.
And by the way, some of them some long, boring ass movies too. Can we just say some of them are long and unwatchable?
Okay, didn't No Country for Old Men win an Oscar like 3 years ago?
What's that?
No Country for Old Men?
No. And that was his other point too. He said that Westerns do come back periodically, and he also said that right now superhero films are on top of the heap, and eventually it will dwindle, but that doesn't mean that they'll go away forever. Right. He did say that, and I think there's a lot of validity to what he's saying.
Is the superhero genre the new action adventure genre?
No, I think
young adult is going to go away. The young adult, the virgin, insurgent, whatever. That stuff.
No way.
Woman?
No.
It already is going away.
I'm going to take these off and throw them out the wall right now.
No, there's absolutely zero chance because there's going to be
Does anyone
always
even care about Divergent 5?
I do.
They're just making them to make them now.
I do. You're looking at the audience.
What happened to Percy Jackson? Did they ever finish those books? Nope. What about The Compass, Golden Compass? Nope. What about The Closet with the Lion in the Wardrobe?
So you're just going to talk about all different YA things that
don't
happened?
work?
Yeah, but that keep happening.
And are done?
That keep happening?
Because they got to finish it. They're like, well, we've got 5 more books. We need to finish them. But let's take our.
So you think Divergent series, Maze Runner series?
Yes.
What else?
We're just going to keep going. Every book is going to keep getting it. There's always going to be the YA genre, so they're always going to create movies for it because there's always going to be an audience for it. There's different kind of movies. How similar are things like Divergent and Hunger Games? You can just keep spinning them off in different ways. Even Maze Runner.
Well, Twilight before that.
The end of Maze Runner was absolute piss, but they're still making a second one. That's just the way it is.
It was absolute piss.
Oh my god, it was absolute piss.
I would say it was filtered piss, maybe. Somewhat drinkable.
Forget it.
That's
like the kind of piss I would drink in Waterworld if Kevin Costner had urinated through a filtration system.
I can't.
That movie.
I can't.
Yes.
I'm just to say. So okay, that's
up for a roll in that or something. A little bit.
look, I think Steven Spielberg.
Let's split the book into 2 movies so we can make more money. That first mocking whatever movie was.
A lot of Mockingbirds, yeah.
And now the next
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was maybe
It could have been one movie.
It was awesome.
Could have been
one movie.
I'm so happy it was 2, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Can't say I'm a fan there, but I respect anybody that really likes them. You know, I actually read the first one, but I'm just is what it is. Spielberg's got his opinion. What do you guys think? Does Spielberg have a point? I mean, are we potentially going to reach a bubble when there's 8, 9, 10 giant superhero films? Will only us hardcore audiences keep going out to them? And then will the general public, which let's be honest, the general public needs to go to these films for them to continue to be successful.
I would love to see. I wish, and like you just said, I don't want every superhero movie to be $300 million to budget.
No.
Well, that's the Deadpool of the world.
Right, and I hope that
$20 or $30 million.
Yes. But with the big licenses, though, you're not going to see that.
That's the other side.
But
how
listen,
much money can we make?
That's why, like between Deadpool and the first, you're going to have February with Deadpool and March with Batman v Superman. By April of next year, it's just going to it just starts crushing. It's really going to be unbelievable. And I think 2016, by somewhere in mid 2016, we'll be able to see if the superhero fatigue is leading to the end or if it's only going to keep blowing up, because we already have movies booked out to 2020 at this point.
Yep, but they're not just movies. What are they also?
They're also TV shows. Segue. You can start the theme anytime now.
Roxy Striar's TV time. Sing along with me this round.
Roxy Striar's TV time. She thinks that the Flash is fine.
DC movie news, it's time to talk.
TV time!
Do you guys think that everybody's singing along at home?
God, I hope somebody is. Chime in if you're singing along at home. It's pretty cool. I love that. Guys, so let's talk about this. There was like a 2.5 minute... Oh, it is? Are we right? Okay, before the show, I said something to Mike.
If you're going to go into it, I don't think
No, we're talking about the Gotham clip right now.
We're talking about the clip on Gotham. What did you guys think of the clip of Gotham?
That's not at all what I thought we were going to talk about.
Oh, this was it. This is what I was talking about.
I saw a picture of the Joker and Gordon's ex-wife in Arkham together.
This is the clip.
That's a clip.
I looked at the picture and I go...
You didn't look at the clip?
You didn't look at the clip?
Hold on. No, I didn't look at the clip.
You gotta watch the clip.
I'm a Batman fan, and I looked at that clip and I did this. I'm out.
Okay, this is really funny what's happening, guys. Pay attention. Okay.
I'm done with that girl.
So this is great.
What are they doing in Arkham together?
I'm going to send this to Steven so he can play it so you can watch it.
Okay,
right
you're gonna play it. We're gonna watch it. Are we gonna watch the whole 2.5 minutes? Okay.
No, we're gonna watch this.
We're gonna watch some of it. We're gonna watch some of it. So I just want to bring you guys up to speed. So obviously I came in late before the show. Oh my God, he's going off like a powder keg. So before the show, I say to Kalinowski, I was like, there was one thing I saw today that I lost my mind about. I was like, what the F? And he was like, oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I
but he
do the
didn't.
exact same
And then
thing.
this just came up just right now in actual time. And then he's like, oh, you weren't talking about this? He's like, I didn't even watch the clip because I saw the commissioner, because I saw
the picture.
I saw the picture.
That's all I need
Commissioner.
to see.
I'm thinking Commissioner.
All right, Steven, send that over.
So he saw the picture with Barbara Keene and who maybe is the Joker. I think they're calling him Jeremy. We don't know if the producers are pulling
Jerome.
Jerome. Okay, so we don't know if he's really the Joker or not. Obviously, we're led to believe.
But we met him the first season.
Right, we met him in the first season. We're led to believe that the kid from
Shameless, right?
What's that? Shameless is going to be the young Joker. And then this clip happens, and it's a 2.5 minute clip of Barbara Keene, and then in prison. I think it's Arkham. Did they say it was Arkham?
Arkham fatigues on,
okay, so and she's wearing this weird striped prison dress kind of thing. And I got to tell you, I had one thought when I saw this clip. Let's watch it.
We're gonna watch it right now.
Part of it. I'm really having a hard time with this right now.
Let's do it. Do we have volume? Is that happening?
Yeah, I think.
Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah,
Sure. Take your time.
Thank you, Steven, in the booth. We're
Steven,
throwing you
we're
things
throwing
tonight.
this on you. We're
Left
throwing
and right.
major production, and he's on it.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna talk about how I feel about it because you seem to have your opinion, and you haven't even watched that
Roxy,
clip that we sent you.
talk
So
to me.
here's how I feel. I felt like vomiting after watching this.
And my response is any different. I need to sit through it to know I'm going to vomit. I saw a picture.
I felt ill. What she does at the end of this clip with the bringing the guy over, the whole thing, I was like, oh my God, everything I was hoping wouldn't happen in season 2 of Gotham is happening.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, first of all, look at this dress.
Yep.
Why did they make
Okay.
Why are they wearing
And now
this?
notice his performance.
Hi, gorgeous. Oh, his performance.
Just being polite.
Oh.
He's very, very ominous, right? Very creepy Joker stuff.
Yeah, so creepy.
Well, Mom, anyhow.
Oh, I believe he's dangerous. This guy is really disturbed. He pulled his eyeball down. He must be crazy. Come on, Kalinowski. This is good acting.
Handsome Phyllis.
This is a job you didn't get. Come on, pay attention.
Do not be mean right now.
Look how he says, look at that guy staring at you, and as the camera goes to him, he actually turns his head and begins the stare.
Yeah.
25 people. Just for fun.
Oh, that was good. Oh my God. Guys, I'm being really sarcastic.
I know you are. I
just
know.
wanted...
Your friend.
I hate to rip on actors like this. Oh God.
I don't even blame actors. I blame, like,
The writing,
scripts
the
and
script,
writing
yeah.
and everything. I think the actors are probably
They
fine.
don't care.
Oh, it's
They
so
think bad things
bad.
happen to bad people. They happen.
Oh, look at this part.
Kalinowski, you
No,
look
you
at this
gotta watch this
monitor.
part.
You look at it.
I got you, honey. It's okay. I got you.
Hey, you. Hello?
Oh no,
Baldy,
this is the worst
here.
part.
Hello, yes. Hi. Come here.
Oh, you think she's gonna do something? Oh.
Me? Oh, me? Okay.
Pretty lady like
In a pretty dress. Where do I buy that dress?
They always keep pretty ladies with all the dangerous murderers.
Oh my God.
Would you be my friend?
Right? They always keep, like, extremely attractive female prisoners with male prisoners. No rape ever happens in prison, right?
Oh, people are saying, Paul says, what are these cartoon prison outfits? I agree. I Am Ninja Panda says, look at Mike. We'll see.
DVR.
Danny Dank TV says, I loved this scene. Danny, this is not a joke. I really want you to tell me why, because I want to see something in it. I got to see something.
I thought
This is
maybe I was
Batman
being...
and Robin bad.
Exactly.
God, man. We should expect more.
I thought maybe I was like
And
being
they say
grouchy
it's a co-ed prison. Everybody wants you to know it's a co-ed
But
prison.
where did they make a dress like that for her?
Oh my God.
Like,
Obviously.
there's so much on that show that they do right and so much that they do wrong. Like, that shot of Gotham in the opening set, their production
People are mad
design-
at you guys right now. They're mad because they say, so Harley was never kept in Arkham with the male criminals.
Yes, she was in a female jumpsuit in her own prison. They showed it in Arrow.
Yeah, she was
She
in
was
a
in her
separate
own
cell.
locked cell
Yeah.
in fatigues.
And then
Well,
there's
the thing,
Mike's
here's the
on point.
also thing is, like, I'm not getting the feeling that this is a mental asylum as much as it is, these are all murderers. So I don't know that they'd all be, like, going around in the general population, you know, like, casually reading books like they're all from, like, One Flew Over the
It
Cuckoo's
looked
Nest
like a
or
bad
something.
fan film.
We got to move on. It was so bad. I think it was
Okay.
so bad. You guys let us know in the comments below if you liked it. If you didn't like it, please let us know.
Pretty yummy.
Adam, you're clipping.
What's that?
You're clipping.
It's yummy.
Stop yelling.
Oh, okay, sorry. Anyway, all right, sorry, I was being very loud.
You're
I'm
passionate.
upset about that because I love it's Batman and I want to love that show. I want to love it.
I know.
And they've
I
even
know.
said we fixed it. We're going to have a series.
They did say they
arc
fixed it.
this season. And
Did
I'm
you
like,
guys hear me say that it's time to move on? I can't do it
Okay,
anymore.
so let's talk some good news. And Roxy Striar loves TV time, and she
do.
also thinks The Flash is fine. And we have some incredibly exciting casting coming out of The Flash. So
Confusing.
as bad
Confusing and
as
exciting.
upsetting as that last clip made me, this really excited the heck out of me. And it is confusing, but it also sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Todd has been cast as the voice of Zoom, who in the history of Flash
got a
is
voice on him, that
he's
guy.
the Candyman. He is a guy who's pretty much made his career off of his ominous presence and his voice. The producers of the show pretty much said that this year that this wasn't going to be like just a blurred Flash in a yellow suit. He was going to be more. They wanted more of a Darth Vader approach, and they wanted to have the face is going to be very organic. They compared it to the alien symbiote Venom, and they said that they're going to use the voice of Tony Todd just to be like the demon, a speed
Here's
demon.
the quote from Andrew Kreisberg says, last year with the Reverse Flash, we just modulated Tom Cavanaugh's voice, and this year, we want to do something a little bit different. Part of the mystery of the season is who or what is underneath the Zoom outfit. And so we wanted to do something like James Earl Jones or Darth Vader, this iconic voice coming out of the mask. Last year, we thought the Reverse Flash was a speed warrior. This year, Zoom is like a speed demon, and no one does demon voice better than Tony Todd. Agreed. Great casting. I'm very excited for this. I wonder what they do.
A TV show that gets it.
Yeah, it really does get it, and the fact that, like, I love how forthcoming they're willing to be. The producers are willing to be so forthcoming and say, hey, this is what season 2 is about. Now, we're not giving everything away, but like, just so you know, this is what it's going to be about. We told you pretty early on who Harris Wells, and then this one we're telling you, like, the whole thing is going to be like, why are you making that face at me?
No, somebody call me an awful person.
Oh, okay. Oh, Roxy, come on.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you're like,
Do you really think Roxy's an awful person, or are you just being a troll? Are you being a sad troll?
Alejandra,
You're
why?
mean and wonderful.
No, underneath that, Roxy's an awful person.
Oh, well, listen, she is an awful person, but I don't think that you'd be able to tell that from this show. So I think that's unfair. But Roxy, this really excites me. I love hearing about season 2 that it's going to be like, instead of the particle accelerator, a lot of the threats are going to come from Earth 2. Jay Garrick is going to be a tremendous impetus for the season. He's going to come back and he's going to be like, there's a problem on your Earth and I need to help you. And so that's how, like, Barry Allen is going to be learning the Flash from the older Jay Garrick Flash. It's so cool. What do you think?
I think it's so cool that I might just have to close my eyes and dream about it, just like you did. You took a little dream there.
Oh, so it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm so interested how they're going to handle all the Flashes this season and what they're going to do with Earth 2 and everything there. This sounds great. It's just another thing that we're adding.
My fears of too many speedsters are almost mitigated because it sounds like they're building a world big enough to contain that. My problem with Arrow is that Starling City is so small and, like, you've got like 10 people with, Arrow abilities all the time.
Ooh, Michael Wells says, I really hope Zoom is Wally's villain. Interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah, we're assuming that Wally is going to be from our Earth, but he might be from Earth 2 as well,
But they're
right?
the same age, so...
Make it from a different area.
Yeah.
Different Earth from the future. Who knows? Who knows?
I know, it's very exciting. It looks really cool. But what do you think about the idea that, like, he's going to be this, like, morphing, almost like Venom symbiote kind of thing?
There's been so many people playing Reverse Flash already. Tom Cavanaugh, then they had... God, his name's skipping me right now. The blonde-haired actor that was in Zorro. Matthew Lesher. Matthew Lesher played Eobard Thawne for a little bit.
Is that his name? I didn't think...
Matt Lesher. He not Eddie. He was the guy that when he came in there was the car crash and he took Tom Cavanaugh's face.
Right.
Matthew Lesher, that guy. Because he was, and I think in the season
That's
finale
a deep
he showed
cut,
up there a little bit.
Did he?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was in the season finale for a second.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They brought him back.
You're right.
So now we got this. So hey.
But I think that this is not going to be Eobard Thawne, and that's the confusing thing. Their Zoom is going to be different. I don't think they're going to go with just like an Eobard Thawne because they said like the whole series is going to be like who is Zoom,
right?
And I don't think they would be like, guess what? He's the same guy he was last year.
I'm a little confused on it, but hey.
It sounds wild. It sounds really cool.
But we blindly trust them.
And they've also built a season of Trust This Work.
And it's not blind at all. They actually...
it's based on the fact that they had a good show.
They knocked it out of the park.
And I'm excited to see what they do next year. This is also exciting to me. Supergirl casts Ito Goldberg as Dr. T.O. Morrow, Dr. Tomorrow, the Red Tornado. Now in different versions. Oh wait, hold on, guys.
Is your mom again?
I think my mom's calling again.
How are the ribs? Adam, are the ribs good?
Hey mom, what's up?
What's up?
So this is my mom, guys, and she's back in New York now. She was in California last week, but some of you said that you liked hearing my mom on the show, so I told her to chime in, but I wanted her to have something a little DC to talk about. So did you do what I asked you to do, Mom?
Yes, you did. We watched the Suicide Squad.
Trailer. You watched the trailer. I mean, if you had a copy of the film, that would be crazy. Warner Brothers lawyers would be knocking down the door right now.
The Benjamin guy brought it over.
So what did you think of the trailer, Mom? Just let me hear your thoughts.
What did I think of the trailer? It was a little scary.
Okay.
And I kept thinking that maybe you were going to be in it. I was hoping maybe you were going to be in it.
I don't know why you'd think that.
That's why you wanted her to ask.
You like the Sausage King.
No, I just wanted you to watch it to hear your opinion of it. I wasn't going to... I mean, that would be a big surprise if I got cast in the Suicide Squad. Now you made me sad.
I thought maybe you were cast in it. I I was like saying, oh, I don't know why you wanted me to watch it. And Daddy kept saying, well, it's the trailer and it's the movie and this is easy. And well, it was very good. It was very good, but scary.
What do you think it's about? What can, as near as you can tell, what would you say the film is about? Hey, Dad, no helping. I'm hearing my dad in the background. Mom.
It really is sacrificing. Yes, sacrificing. Yes.
All right, sacrificing. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. But you know, that's what you took away from it. That's all I wanted to hear. I just wanted to hear like what you thought about it.
Well, after we watched that, we also watched the Superman one.
Okay, and what did you think of that one? Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I absolutely love the Superman Batman one.
That's a little bit about sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really did. I can't wait for that movie to come out.
There you go.
Me neither. Me neither. And that's cool. You honestly proved a really good point. Thank you, Ma. I love you. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Thank you so much for calling in.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye. So that's really cool.
I didn't even mean to just laugh.
No, it's fine.
I feel so mean.
No. It's fine. I think that's
so funny.
It was really funny.
Sacrifice.
I got really sad when my mom thought that I was going to be in the trailer because I thought
you in it,
I had like a what if fantasy in that moment. I was like, oh, maybe my life isn't so great. Like it could be so much better.
She's like, is that you, Adam? No, Will Smith.
Yeah. So clearly my mom was like, that was dark. That's what I read from my mom. It was dark.
Sacrificing.
And Batman v Superman looks really awesome. That's my mom. She's 30 years older than me.
Different demographics.
So it's just really cool.
Awesome.
They want an Adam's mom theme song, so let's work on that. And also, they want. So, what's your mom's name? What can we call her?
Sandy Gertler. That was Sandy Gertler.
Sandy, we love you.
So yeah, it's really funny, and I think that's really cool because
she's getting more love than anybody's ever gotten.
Suicide
on the show.
Squad. That's right. You better not talk smack about my mom. Like talk about me all you want. You mention my mom, we'll have problems. Yeah, you know, Suicide Squad's a movie that's supposed to be about villains. It's supposed to come off as being dark. It doesn't look like a prettied up superhero film. I'm so excited to hear my mom's reaction to Suicide Squad.
I can see what you mean with the sacrifice. I can see it. They have to sacrifice. They really do. I kind of see it.
Oh my God.
I just lost it, and I peed a little bit, so it kind of went out.
She did have to pee. She was talking about that. Look, there we go. Okay, we're starting to run long. Let's get back to TV time. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about, Adam?
So what do you think about Red Tornado? This is really exciting because this is almost like DC's The Vision. This is like an android character that was evil and it was good. In some iterations, Dr. Tomorrow is the Red Tornado, but they're saying like he's the guy that creates him. And
T.O. Morrow and there's one other, Dr. Ivo.
Yeah.
Ivo worked on the Amazo project too. But those are the two guys that were always together. I want to see if they're going to do Red Tornado or if he's just going to be a human. Like, they're going to have the actor with no prosthetics, no coloring.
The old Terminator-style cyborg?
Because he transformed into that in the comics, Justice League. They did have him so he could have a family, because he had a family.
It's a big risk you take when you go full, like, Adam. Or something like, you know, I give.
But are we going to see the red guy with the yellow
CW is going
arrow down his forehead?
Is full on. So it would be interesting. What do you guys think? Do you think they're going to wuss out and try to give us like a Terminator-style Red Tornado or give us the full thing?
I don't know what to believe because they always kept saying Firestorm was going to get a costume. And the costume that they ended up giving him, he had that thing that he and then he had like this orangish jack and I was like, come on, you wussed out on the
Wait for Legends of Tomorrow though.
I still think he's getting one.
Coming from the chat, two different things. Richie Chavez says meh on Red Tornado and Kutlu Mizraz, Red Tornado is the only interesting thing about Supergirl.
Thank you. I agree with you.
That's some nice stuff.
If you guys have heard the show before, like I was nonplussed about, not even nonplussed, that's not what it means. I was a little let down by the pilot. But I also acknowledge that's a pilot, and then like they're like, all right,
give a show.
We're gonna move forward, and we want to tool this and tool that, and like absolutely. So I'm all on board, and like I said, after watching the clip that they chose to put out from Gotham, I mean, these are people that get paid a lot of money, and they're like, this is what we're gonna choose to get people excited. This is our season 2. I'm gonna be watching Supergirl.
So the problem. Okay, that brings up a good point with Gotham. The problem that they're not pushing are Gordon and Bruce that are the great things about that show.
Oh no, even Gordon and Bullock.
Put them out there.
I want to see those guys.
We're done with Gotham.
Sorry.
I don't care.
We're done. We're still on Supergirl, and there's more Supergirl
There's more
casting.
Supergirl news.
Supergirl casting.
So, we also got
Adam.
Glenn Morshower cast as General Sam Lane. We already know that Lucy Lane is going to be on the show. Now, General Sam Lane, it sounds like he's going to be kind of like the Thunderbolt Ross of Supergirl's universe. Is that a fair assessment, that she's going to be like the military official?
My name is Glenn Morshower. That's how he talks. I hate Transformers. This is a Sector 7 red alert.
So he's used to playing the
we
military
have an unidentified bogey coming in. Supergirl, get on that.
Get on that. Oh, so you think he's going to be like, we need bring in Supergirl?
I was trying to think of what he would say. That's all I get. Sector 7, we've got an unidentified bogey flying in here with a red cape.
That's not even what I think of him from, though.
Transformers. He's the military guy.
That's not what I'm thinking of him from, though.
24.
That's what's going on.
That is a man, an actor that nailed his niche, his brand, people, when you write a line, that's what they think of now for we got to get a Glenn Morshower type.
Yeah.
And you can see probably in breakdowns it goes out to casting,
yeah.
we need a Glenn Morshower type, and they're like, why don't we just get Glenn Morshower?
Exactly.
That guy, I mean, he nails it. It's who he is in real life. That probably is, that military, rigid character is probably how he is in his real life.
And he's talking that way straight to the bank, so.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, it's fantastic.
If my coffee with my eggs ready, dear, I'll see you at 6 o'clock at 1600 hours when I return from work. Have a good day. That's how he talks to his wife.
Oh, well,
but hey, good for him, man.
Good for him. We got Sam Lane.
Perfect casting.
Is there anything else you want to say about that, Roxy?
Nope. I think we're good.
Okay, we have
TV.
They showed
one
the Arrow
more
clip. The poster.
The poster. We're gonna show the Arrow poster.
Oh, yeah.
Also to finish with a nice palette cleanser. So
palette cleanser.
Ollie's got a new costume this season. We still don't know how he's gonna get back into the fold. There was also a picture.
Ollie Oxenfree.
There was a very funny.
Then comes running back.
Picture that I think was it like the producer and Olicity on vacation.
Gosh, not Berlanti.
Not Berlanti.
Jeff Johns?
No,
Mark Guggenheim.
Guggenheim. Creeping out, right? Photobombing.
In the back. Oh, I saw that.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But the costume looks great. I mean, this is a costume that's gotten better every season.
Yep.
It's evolved every season, which I think is cool. I mean, it's a poster of a costume.
He's going to be Green Arrow. He's going to be in Star City. We got it.
Yeah.
So he's coming back.
4 seasons to get there.
He's not on vacation anymore.
Why do you think he comes back? You think it was just vacation?
Yeah, he's not leaving.
Yes.
Nah.
And
You think
I
there's
think you're
something
wrong.
big that happens?
Oh, yeah.
Speedy probably gets in trouble. Or Laurel. Somebody gets in trouble.
no, not Laurel. I don't think he even cares anymore. Speedy.
You don't think Laurel and him are going to end up together?
I will legitimately drop Mike Leave-Room. Like,
Get out of here.
F that.
They're meant to be together.
Are you insane? He effed her sister.
That was
so hot.
That was Oliver Queen, the different man. He was a playboy.
So hot.
He's changed his ways.
I'm done with you.
So great.
5
done
years
for the
on
whole
that
episode.
island.
I'm done.
5 years on
I'm
that
done.
island.
Yeah, I felt bad about that.
He screwed her before the island, and then they came back, and the only reason he did it is because she was a lesbian.
Ooh.
Heroic arc. Heroic.
Yeah. He gets it back. I think they're going to end up together again. I still think Felicity Smoke's going to die, and that's what's going to bring him back. You think that's too dark? No way it's happening?
I'm done with both of you. I'm done.
Oh.
Done.
Who wants to host the show next week, guys? Because Roxy's done with us.
I believe Felicity needs to end up with Barry Allen. Take that to the bank. Take that to your flash-loving bank.
I'm okay with that.
They need to end up together. Kick
so
out
sexy.
the curb.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Oh
We're
my
here.
gosh.
We're being cued off like Oscar speech style. So thank you very much for watching. I'm Adam Gertler. Check out Man vs. Child Chef Showdown tomorrow night on Thursday at Adam Gertler.
You guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar, and you can find Jonny Loquasto at jquasto. And make sure you go to his blood drive on September 11th and 12th. You can tweet at him for more information.
And I'm at Mike Kalinowski.
Later.
I'm closing it out.
Oh my God, I'm actually...
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk
Views
Network.
expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.